St. Patrick or St. George, who will become the future saint of England? With the rise of the Anglo-Irish in England, it looks as though St. Patrick's Day is far more celebrated than St. George's Day, with English people not even knowing who St. George is. But funny enough, St. George wasn't always the main saint of England. In fact, England has had many saints in the past, compared to Ireland, that has always been loyal to St. Patrick. England's first patron saint was in fact St. Alban, who was tortured and beheaded for following his Christian beliefs. The next main saint of England will be no one else but Edmund the Martyr during the Viking Age. And guess who did it? The King of Dublin himself, Ivor the Boneless, who would tie him to a tree here, shoot a bunch of arrows and get rid of his head. Now we'll have the most controversial one of them all, which could explain a thing or two. You see, the next main saint of England will be Thomas Becket, but Thomas Becket was martyred by no one else but by the Plantagenets, the main royal dynasty of England at the time, by Henry II. So straight away, if he was martyred and then became the main saint by the English people, and the monarchy didn't like him, that's going to cause a few problems, you see. So the Plantagenets, the main royal family at the time, under Edward III, decided, going into the 100 Years' War, that they're going to have a new saint of England, and it's going to be St. George. But the problem is, St. George isn't even from England. The Crusaders loved him, so they brought him back. And so the English would spend the next 200 years investing a lot of money to make sure St. George would end up becoming more popular than St. Thomas Becket, which is funny. And now it seems in 2025 that even the royal family is putting more time and effort into the Romo Britain born St. Patrick than St. George. So it's interesting. So, who do you prefer?